Okay, hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Thanks for tuning in. Today I'm welcoming a new friend. His name's Adam Bourne from Parallel Wealth, and he started his channel quite a bit after I started mine, but he's already like going to surpass me right away because his production value is insane, and he's a very bright guy, and he's doing the right thing. And we started talking a couple months ago, and generally in this business, we're all sort of competitors, but we're friends with the good guys. We see a lot of the same things. We've got to spitball ideas. Sometimes it's lonely in this business, and it's good to chat about, things that we see and how we can help more people. And so at the end of the day, really what Adam and I are both trying to achieve is to have, successful businesses of our own, but also help as many Canadians as humanly possible. That's all we really want. And so I'll quickly let Adam introduce himself because I'm not very good at getting people pumped up to meet somebody. And then we'll get into what sort of our first video is going to be about.
Perfect. Well, thanks for the intro, Kent. Like Kent said, my name is Adam Bourne. I am the owner of Parallel Wealth Financial Group, which is a small boutique financial planning firm in Langley, British Columbia. And like you said, about October, November of 2020, we launched our YouTube video or YouTube channel to just get our content out to more people. So we have some online courses that we sell, and we work one-on-one with individuals, families, and businesses throughout Canada on financial planning, investment, insurance, tax, estate planning. But we took to YouTube to kind of get more content out to more people. And that's where we bumped into Kent. And yeah, we've been connecting over the last few months. And we thought a video like this, we're going to do a two-part video. This is part one. Part two will be over on my channel. And again, just a way to get more content out to you guys, to hopefully educate you guys and just show that there's a lot of people in bad situations around financial planning and retirement planning, and hopefully we can give you some advice and guidance along the way.
Yeah, well, I hope so, right? And I mean, and it'll be interesting to hear sort of your take on different situations compared to mine, because there's always like an art kind of to financial planning. And what I thought when we were like, okay, is some people are going to learn better from the way that I teach. And if you go to Adam's channel and you'll say, you know what, I really like the way that Adam teaches this, and it makes sense because we both have our different styles. And that's the thing about teachers and learning is, whoever you're learning from better, that's where I would go, because I mean, at the end of the day, that's all we want, is that you take control of your money. So we thought it would be kind of fun to talk about, and this isn't really fun, I guess, but we do see a lot of things that we don't necessarily like in this business, whether it be from inappropriate sales tactics, which I'm going to talk about in my video on Adam's channel. And he's going to talk about a couple that he just recently met with that sort of made a fairly big mistake by taking their plan into their own hands. So I'll just let you tell the story.
Sounds good. So this story happened in March, April 2020. So before I met this person, they contacted me in about late June, early July. And he reached out to me and said, hey, we've been managing our own assets, our own financial plan. We created our own plan for the last literally 30, 35 years. They're late 50s, 58-year-old couple, and they're hoping to retire next year. Now, as we all know, in March 2020, the markets dropped 30, 35%. He was managing his own assets. He had no one to lean on, ask questions to, and being so close to retirement, he just panicked and he sold everything, like literally everything. So he was sitting in cash down about 30%, about 31.5% to be exact, on his investments. And he had crystallized that loss. Like he sold out, he was sitting on cash. He actually sold out a day off the lowest of the market. So like he timed it terribly. But the reason he sold off is he just had no one to talk to. So, over the last, say, 30 years, so let's say from 28 to 58, he's been kind of doing his own thing and saving up. And he saved a good amount of money. Like he had about $700,000 in investments. So we're not talking small amounts. We're talking a big amount here. And so it dropped from 700 to 480,000. He finally reached out to me. So he found us on Google actually at the time. We're in, if you Google us, it's like 3 best rated, and we're one of the 3 best rated financial planning firms in Langley. Found us on there, connected with us. We hit it off right away. And so I've started to work with him and his wife over the last almost full year now. And anyway, so we basically, he thought he was going to be 5 years behind retirement. So his big concern was like, I thought I could do it myself. The realization is I need someone to lean on. And, this cost him, $220,000 just not having someone to lean on. So, sometimes financial planning is, I always tell clients, it's a lot of it's psychological, right? A lot of it's numbers and whatever, but so much of financial planning is psychological. And that's where, doing your own plan can really fail because, if you crumble mentally around your plan, there's no one else to kind of backstop you, where a financial planner will backstop you. So Kent and I backstop our clients. We help our clients to make sure they don't make these decisions. We coach them through it. We walk them through it. So yes, he saved 30 years of fees. And a lot of you watching this are going to say, yeah, but 30 years of fees. So I added it up. He saved $42,000 on advisor fees, technically, over 30 years, about $1,400 a year on average. But that cost him $220,000. Okay. And along the way, he probably lost out on a lot of tax efficiency and planning and tools and that kind of stuff. So at the end of the day, he reached out to me. He realized that, he needed a professional to partner with. We started working together. We hired a professional money manager to look after his assets. We look after the plan. So I just want to quickly run through kind of the highlights of what they've been able to do. Because I think a lot of you watching this are, getting close to retirement. Maybe last year's markets did throw you off, where you're trying to create your own plan and you're just not sure where to go. So, this video is really around that. Like if you're sitting, on the sidelines, like Kent mentioned, like being a financial planner is sometimes lonely. That's why we like to reach out to each other and build teams around each other. It can be that way as a client as well. So if you're trying to create your own plan, you might be sitting in a tough spot and you have no one to kind of bounce ideas off of. And sometimes paying a small fee and partnering with a financial planner can make a ton of sense. And, like Kent's put in his videos, I'll put in mine, our fees more than offset themselves. So don't get caught on an advisor fee. Look at the value that you're getting. And Kent and I can always show the value that we can provide for your specific situation. So, to back it up, sorry?
I said, hopefully.
Well, yeah, hopefully. Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, this client, I met them in summer 2022 or summer 2020. They thought their retirement would be delayed, at least 5 more years, but we've been able to put a plan together. They're going to be retiring in January 2022. So about, just under a year away. We've created an income strategy. So she's a part-time piano teacher. She wants to continue to do that. So we've kind of built that into the plan. We've created a strategy where they have a bit more income in the first 15 years of their retirement, and they'll drop off a little down the road, utilizing their TFSAs and RSPs, tax refunds. They need to do a bit of house rentals. They needed a new car. He was starting a small business so that he could generate some extra income in retirement for fun. Again, we've forecasted that business will make $0, but we've put in some assets to actually start the business. So we put all these things. So he had all these things in mind, but he just wasn't sure how to massage them all into place. So we've been able to do that. We've been able to help them retire January next year, like they're on track. Their investments are being professionally managed now. So they have a team around them that's really able to kind of coach them through this process. And we're going to walk them into retirement, and they're stoked. Like their mindset from the day he called me to today is a complete 180, because he knows he has a plan. He knows he can afford to retire, and he knows that he's got that backstop, someone to lean on. And there's huge value there. So again, I know Kent, you and I have both done a ton of videos on kind of CPP and OAS. So we built out a bunch of scenarios for them and determined CPP and OAS was going to be best delayed till 70, use some of their other investments and stuff earlier. So again, we've created this whole strategy. They know exactly what they're going to be doing next year, in 5 years, and 10 years. And they have the cash flow to kind of roll out their retirement plan.
Nice. And yeah, that is easily for me the best feeling is when somebody is worried about the idea of like, can we retire? We've worked so hard for so long. We've saved, we've done all these things. We think we did the right things. Are we going to be okay? And when you run through the numbers and you're like, I don't know, I hope I can make this work. And when you find that sort of like, you know, trajectory where you're like, their likelihood is really high that we can make this work, it feels so good to tell them that.
Absolutely.
I mean, some people are like, yeah, you're way over, right? Like, you're going to be okay. Here's a couple ideas we can tweak. But those people, especially that lost a lot and then crystallized the loss at the time, because yes, that 3-week stretch in our business and everyone's business was ultimate anxiety attack. Like, what is COVID going to do to everybody? And I get his fear. But that's us, our job as counselors, basically, right? Where,
and I always tell, when we bring on a new client, I always tell them, I say, like, we are financial planners, but I feel like 90% of my job, it's like, counseling and just like the mental game of managing your retirement and taxes and estate plan and all that. So, and again, like you mentioned on it, Kent, there's kind of two phases of clients, or two phases of transitioning to retirement or into a financial plan. Is like, you have no plan, you have no idea. And it's, you and I get so much joy out of putting that together and showing the client, like, hey, you actually, like, here's what it looks like. It's actually realistic. And then you get the second bucket of people that they know they're on track, and they are on track, and they have lots of assets, but they haven't maximized everything. So, like, creating tax strategies, estate planning strategy. I talked with someone yesterday, and he said, I only want to pass 250,000 to charity when I die, but it looks like I'm going to have like 1.5 million, but I'm struggling with my income now and the taxes I have to pay. So I said, well, why don't you start donating it now while you're alive? Lower your tax bill now, and then meet your estate planning goals down the road. So just small little tweaks.
Right.
It's going to put thousands back in his pocket now on tax savings. So there's always something. Doesn't matter what bucket you fall into. There's always strategies that you and I can put in place to help people out. And I think that's what they need to understand.
Yeah, and 100%. It was when I did the CFP and they just give us a fake couple on paper. I said, I cannot imagine that there's one person in Canada that couldn't at least show me everything and me not say, I could find something that I would change. And that includes myself, right? Like, it's
Absolutely.
not, just having a different set of eyes. Does that mean that I'm the right planner for everybody, or you are? No. Because you have to have that right fit and say, our value comes in the relationship of, okay, we're following through with these things, because we can write down all these things all day and they work on paper, but they don't always work because we're all humans.
Yeah, exactly.
So
yeah,
it's an interesting business.
Very interesting.
Anyway,
let's wrap this one up. Let's so this is video 1. And if you jump over, put the link below to my channel. We're going to put video 2 on my channel. And I'm going to ask Kent a similar question. And he's got a really unique situation that he bumped into with some prospective clients that we're going to run through on my channel. So Kent, I'll let you say bye to your viewers here, and then we'll see you over on our channel.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming on. And yeah, please check out Adam's channel. It's very good, very well done. He's got some courses and just a really good guy, one of the good guys. So you'll see him again, and hopefully we'll start doing this more often. Beautiful. Thanks again.
Thanks so much, Ken.
Yeah.